What's going on? Uh, I had this thought, man. It's like I've been seeing a lot of men having problems with women, like really wicked, vile behavior from females, man. I love women as much as the next guy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like the stuff that they do and the ways they act sometimes. Like in a lot of ways, a lot of the prettiness and the beauty of women gives them this particular kind of vanity, and they love to tear down their own house, man. This is something, a curse I've seen on women, where they complain against their husband, they complain about the car, they complain about this, they complain about that. They don't like this about themselves. If they would only accept you if you only did this. Look, they're tearing down their own house, because when a man and woman are together, they become one flesh. It's like the woman at the well, and Jesus says to her, "Oh, where's your husband?" And she's like, he's away on business." And Jesus says, "Oh yeah, all seven of them." So in other words, if you have a intimate sexual relationship, in a way, it's considered a wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like in this Muslim thing where they want 70 wives. Why in the fuck would you want 70 wives, man? One is hard enough to deal with, getting yelled at, getting attacked, slapped, just freaking, look, trying to please them, trying to, cater to their emotional outbursts, and they have their once a month where it makes them really freaking screwy. Uh, why would you want 70 wives? Yeah, I mean, how much sexual stamina do you got, bro? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna run out of Viagra. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is some real grown men talk here. So if you don't like it, you can exit and unsubscribe from me. All right, buddy. But I'm gonna keep it real here. When you come to my channel, it's real talk. Sometimes it's not all on the fly freestyle. But look, there's a time, like, look, I've seen this happen. It happened during the time of Cain and Abel. It was like when Cain saw that Abel's sacrifice was accepted. All of a sudden, he had beef against him. Like, same thing, like, because Joseph was liked the most by the father, the other brothers started to get a animosity towards him. But uh, it's the same thing. There's this wife back and forth bickering, between the handmaiden and the wife of Jacob. Uh, so these things happen a lot, but there's a part where Saul, all of a sudden, that he knew David was anointed to be the next king, and now all of a sudden it was like he was his freaking enemy. Like, that it's like the ambitious don't really get anywhere with God. That doesn't work with God. It works with men. Your ambition, your prestige, your reputation, your respect works with people, but God doesn't see you that way. The more of that you have on earth, the more God actually sees your hurt, and you're holding on to these philosophies and these thoughts and this pride to your own hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're, even as a king, you rule over other men to your own hurt. Because now when you fuck up, your whole kingdom basically feels the pain of your pride. The more shit you talk, the worse it gets. It's like, you ever seen someone just dig themselves a hole, and then, like, look, in trying to defend themselves, they just dig the hole deeper and fucking deeper and it's like, please stop defending yourself, please. It's like, I wish, I'm not a jive mother effer who will record you. You know what I'm saying? Like, secretly. Because I wouldn't want no one to do that to me if I was just trying to be real and it was supposed to be personal and private. Look, the Bible isn't run out and spread the tale. It's like, spread the gospel. Don't spread gossip. Don't run and talk about other people. Look, the mote in your own eye, look, is blinding you, that you shouldn't be giving people advice. You know what I'm saying? Right now, while you got the fucking mote in your eye, you can't give advice. Work on getting this thing out your eye. Then you'll be clear minded enough that you can actually help. That's the thing. It's, if it's vain, it means profitless. It means, like, look, I tried it until I was blue in the face and it didn't do anything. That's the problem. We sometimes start to think of ourselves as Superman, or oh Messiah, the horror Madonna type style thinking. You know what I'm saying? We forget who we are, where we come from, what we've been through, and we just start talking to people as if like a person, like an adulterous woman, tried to give another woman relationship advice. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of, the blind lead the freaking blind. They both fall in the ditch. But there's a part in the Bible somewhere where this wife of this king was like, he was like, all right, come to me, king. And he was like, or come to me, wife. And he was like basically in front of all these foreign guests, like all of his kingdoms and his allies and all that. And the wife wouldn't come to him, like, and straight up, like, dissed him in public. Like, look, a king, the king. And the other kings are looking at him like, hey, man, we can't have this. You have to punish your wife because if you don't do anything, we fear all our wives will start to disobey us. Because look, monkey see, monkey do. That's why they have these temple horror, mother goddess, temple horror style figures like Madonna, the singer, the grandmother of all this, the whore of Babylon, the daughters of Babylon, like Katy Perry riding the beast, like Beyonce with martial law cops dancing around her. I mean, come on, these wicked women. Um, and their shenanigans. I mean, and there's a point where like once you've had all your fill of lust and and it starts to be empty, all of a sudden those that magic of their breasts and their booty and their pretty hair and their makeup starts to wear off, and you're like, and it actually becomes unattractive to you. It's like it's totally repulsive, and it's totally like I can't believe you're gonna try this cheap shot. It's like when Jezebel went to see Elijah to threaten him. She went and put on all her finery and got all beautiful to even appear more uh, like a more mystical fucking using that's witchcraft is literally just manipulation. It's just cunning manipulation craft, dude. Just talking a good game, talking shit, causing problems, conniving, uh, lying, gossip, threats, intimidation. These are all trick bags straight out of the witch's trick bag. It's magic, it's more or less psychology. I mean, there is real magic, real spirits, real death, spirit spells, and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's cunning, crafty manipulation. It's like if you don't tell the psychic at the crystal ball anything, there's nothing for them to draw from. So, oh, the spirits ain't talking today because you're being stoic. Without your participation, their magic don't work. But anyway, it's like that. See, that's what's been going on these days. Is like it's part of the Willie Lynch too. Is to you divide man versus women, the whole family unit falls apart. And since the family units ain't working, they're the units. They're the they're the cogs in the wheel that keep society going. So when they break down, things start to break down. Now some guy can step in as your pimp, as your manager, and lead you any way you want to go because you're already divided and conquered. But there's a part where David was worshiping God, and he just came back from a war campaign, and it says like his wife looked at him with like fucking like bitter, like she hated him, and that I mean that's because and I think that's Saul's daughter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes your relationship with God, like, look, and I see this, and maybe I've even felt this way before, where you feel that they're more blessed than you, and you see God operating in someone's life, now all of a sudden you're envious for no fucking reason. Just like God said to Cain, he says, hey, if you do right, you likewise will be accepted. And the thing I realized too about fruit, the difference between fruit, he brought the inferior fruit of the field as his sacrifice. And Abel brought his lamb, his sheep. You actually have to love and care for an animal, but you put love and care into your plants, but look, they're kind of automatic. You know what I'm saying? And It's real easy to eat an apple. You know what I'm saying? To bite an apple, you don't have to kill it and watch its life flow out of it. You know what I'm saying? So you can see the difference. The difference, the sacrifice actually was the love that you have to put into this animal to keep it alive and preserve it until the appointed time. You know what I'm saying? So you can see it was a higher level of sacrifice, and it made him envious, and he ended up killing his brother over it. Freaking women can get it, man. And and that the Jezebel spirit loves to attack your calling from God, like every time, like straight up. The minute that they try to, it's like a wolf tries to separate you from the herd so that you're weak and vulnerable. And it also works in coordination with the group. It's a gang stalker mentality. Uh, so they come at you in such a way as to accuse you of basically God doesn't love you no more. This is what you get. You know, so they try to put this wall between you and God so you feel alone. And there you'll make bad decisions. Like when Elijah was in the cave, they're like, "What are you still doing here? You're supposed to be down there, down the road already." But you know what I'm saying? But that that browbeating and that freaking threats and intimidation, man, like the hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. You know what I'm saying? Better for a man to live in the wilderness than in the house with a contentious woman. And with the system was designed in such a way that women abused it to, they used it like a whip against men, and that was done